Go.
Right.
Action.
So, here I am here. I told you guys how I was a gamer, and that's all I ever wanted to do. That's how I got my adventures. Well, you don't really build a lot of muscle doing that. So, this is the first step in the documentation process, this transformation, because I'm now getting adventures, doing what I'm doing now that I used to seek from video games. So, this is just saying, this is where I'm going to start. There's going to be a lot of work put in, but we got to start somewhere. So,
What work have you put in so far?
So today, it's practice my.
Dude, no, talk about your hair that you shaved, bro.
Oh, that was yesterday. Yeah, I cut off my hair.
Like some serious work. So, dude was working at Domino's. I mean, like, tell me the story of how you were working at Domino's, about to kill yourself.
So, yeah, I mean, I was just living in my van, a couple of years, and I decided to get a job like, they tell you you're supposed to do, so Domino's happened to be hiring, that's where I was, and I mean, I just felt like I just wasn't going anywhere there, like I just couldn't actualize myself.
How so?
Well, because, just with any kind of job, with any kind of a typical structure, you have to adapt to what other people want you to do and to follow like their plan within their structures and everything. It really limits your creative freedom and your ability to actualize yourself.
So you didn't have any creative freedom at Domino's Pizza?
Yeah. I mean, there's only so much ways to make a pizza, right? So, but I just felt like what I have to offer just wasn't being recognized, it wasn't being utilized, and it's not fair to me, and that's why I felt so terrible. It was really just a symptom of all these other things going on.
Dude, speak more simply too about how you just wanted to be a manager and they basically shut you down.
Yeah, so right before I left, I applied to be a manager. I wasn't really sure about it, but the manager we had, he already left, so they had a space open, and they already brought in him a new manager after the old one left. So, but basically, long story short, after I applied, they basically decided they're not looking for a manager. Yeah, that's what they said when I asked about it, but it was really because they didn't want me to do it. So, look at me now. I'm making my decisions for my life, and you can too. It just takes work, and I'm gonna be honest, it's scary. It can be scary. Changes can be scary.
What's the hardest part so far?
It's facing myself. Like there are just all these things I've built up about myself that I love, I wish would be true, but really they are not.
Like what?
Hurting myself.
Like what?
Like, I'm in incredibly good shape. That's a demonstrably. You can demonstrate that.
You actually believe you're in great shape?
Yeah.
That is hilarious how, dude, the mind does trick. So when I looked like you, I felt like I was in great shape too, and people just didn't recognize it.
Yeah.
It was hidden.
Oh, I know.
It's so ridiculous.
It's like, they're just not seeing it like I am.
Exactly.
But it's really, I'm seeing it the way I want to. My believing is seeing almost. So.
Dude, I'm still guilty of that. I could have a better upper body, but I'm like, oh no, my upper body's shredded.
And then like,
fuck that.
And like, I'm not even always aware of just the kind of body language I can even display too. Like if I'm uncomfortable, I'll like drop my knees or, just like lift my hands up like this, and I don't even realize it.
Dude, dropping your knees is good for humility though. Like a lot of times, taking a humble posture when you're talking to people is highly beneficial. And opening
like,
palms.
Why, when you kind of make yourself smaller, you're trying to make yourself less of a threat.
No, opposite. Open yourself up.
Yeah. No, I know. And you want to be open, but like when I was doing that, it's because I was insecure. I was closing myself off.
Yep.
You want to have open body language. Like.
And grounded, dude, is another way to put it too. Like.
Yeah. Everything from the feet up. I think something that really gets lost in our day-to-day society is our feet do not always touch the earth. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So I can really absorb this grounding.
Dude, that's hippie knowledge, man.
Yeah. So, okay, my feet feet are touching the earth. And,
Hang on, you can't be grounding yet. Still against flat Earth.
true.
Grounding is hippie knowledge.
I know, but I was just saying how we always wear shoes when we're outside, and maybe when we're kids we run around barefoot, but it's just something that it's worth doing much more often for the spiritual benefit.
Feels good too, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, there's nothing new that I'm talking about here. This is a lot of times the biggest battle is just accepting it yourself, because I didn't want to believe that I made bad choices in my life, that my choices were not getting me where I want to be, and it can be kind of painful, honestly, to think about that, but how else am I going to change what I'm doing? If I would have stayed where I was, at Domino's, not going anywhere, and just whatever I was doing, I would still be there. But instead, I took a risk, didn't really know everything that was involved, and now I'm on the cusp of a great journey.
Dude, I challenge you to spread your feet and face the camera. Bend your knees a little bit. Open your palms. Face the camera with your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, you're still, hang on, we'll just wait for you to get into it. You're still, no, just a comfortable, open posture, bro. Just like you're explaining, so picture you're explaining to a 7-year-old child about a plant. You're like, look, dude, look at this plant right here. This plant right here is green. Green is, you know what I mean? Like you just basically, here, I'm gonna try and show you real quick. And you don't, I guess, yeah, show this on camera.
All right.
So like if I was gonna tell someone, dude, I'm making changes. I'm working so hard to be better. To see how like I'm grounded.
Yeah.
And I'm coming from the ground.
And you're open.
Up to the camera. Open.
Yeah, I see.
Right here. Pleading. Like from you, I'm getting more like I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change. And also when I was like, give me that body posture, you're like, no, just be like, it's from the heart. It's from the ground. It's, you could almost think of like when a gospel choir sings, they're like, sing to the Lord. You're doing that to the audience. You're like, dude, this is me. All right,
okay.
do it.
Good point.
Go for it.
I'm trying to change my life. Yeah, really.
And this is the beginning, dude.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere.
I just want to call you out too. This is the potential that this man is displaying. Total blank canvas. And what the Tao would call it is uncarved block, which is the ideal state that you're in, because you can be anything.
Yeah.
And right now, you're choosing to be whatever it is that you're choosing to be. And you're going to start carving that block, dude. And right now, it's like a 9-year-old boy. Uncarved block, dude.
Yeah.
And also, that's supreme. So you've got to recognize that maybe you just want to stay in this state.
And like, I just want to reach out to anyone out there who may be thinking of, they may not be satisfied with the way their life is going, because I was there myself. I'm explaining that to you. You too.
Exactly.
Really,
there it is for the first time. I see that's authentic.
You can really open yourself up if you allow it.
And dude, put your hands together. Like, it's not about just having that posture.
Yeah.
It's an authentic posture of pleading. You're pleading with the universe. Like when you plead with your neighbor and say, dude, please get out there and live your best life. You're asking the universe to actualize itself, because your neighbor is the universe.
Absolutely.
So therefore, it's not a faked posture. It's a pleading from the heart, from the toes, from the ground. Dude, please.
Yeah. And like, all the shit they say about how, men, women, whatever gender you identify should act, that's just all garbage, It's, I believe the lie that no man should ever cry. No man should allow himself to be vulnerable. And that's wrong,
Hold your body posture.
And just allowing, see, it's a process. It's hard to make yourself be vulnerable. But it's so crucial gotta let go.
Mm-hmm. Ground yourself.
Sometimes it's hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Focus on the bottoms of your feet right now. In these moments of emotion, think of how your bottoms of your feet are touching the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and you can feel that sensation.
Yes.
I talk a lot about that in mental health, where it's just being aware of your surroundings to reground yourself outside of the chaotic thoughts that you're experiencing.
Yeah. When that roll.
I hate to exploit these tears, but look at this.
It's genuine.
This is for you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
1 year from now, where are you going to be?
Mm.
Are you going to give up on this, go back to Encinitas, and
No.
sit in the Moonlight Beach parking lot?
No, man. If I'm gonna be hiking, you know, if I'm gonna backpack, I gotta be in shape. Otherwise, I'm just not gonna make it. So that is a compelling reason right there. I need to be able to survive. You know, I could get away with this in the city with all its stuff, but out here, shit, Mother Nature, man, you gotta be careful. You gotta be prepared. But yeah. Anyways,
Stay authentic in your heart.
yeah.
Just be honest about how you've escaped
Mm-hmm.
not only your grandma, but also when you're living in that Moonlight Beach parking lot, you escaped your grandma's mental, you know what I mean? Even though you'd left her physically, she was still controlling you mentally. And it appears to me that you've been escaping those chains.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, growing up, I was abused by my grandmother and my mother and stuff. And, you know, yeah, they had their own things going on, but it just, my health and safety wasn't really their priority. So that's, even though it's been years since I suffered under that and it was wrong, it was terrible, but if years after I've no longer had contact, and you know, she died some years ago actually, so if I'm still kind of limiting myself because she's no longer there, she's no longer putting that on me, and it was really hard to admit to myself that I am solely responsible now for what I do. You know, like, I can't control what happened to me, but if something's going to change, it has to come from me. And that involves admitting, like, well, you know, maybe I'm just holding on to that, keeping myself prisoner.
100%, bro. And
I
also,
want to be a prisoner, man.
Yep. Oh, dude, that was so good. I forgot my next question. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so grandma, and also, I guess, oh yeah, message to yourself. So we're 1 year from now, we're going to compile this footage into, and even if I'm not around, you're going to compile this footage into
no matter what,
like a hearkening back to when you had your beginning phase. So what's your message to your future self? Because your future self is going to look back on this and think you're a jackass.
Yeah.
So you need to give yourself some foolish wisdom.
Yeah. So it's just, you know, keep putting in the time, put in the effort, and even if you don't feel like it, do it anyway.
He's already done it though. Think of your future self. He's strapped with fucking muscle, confidence, body language, his own purpose, his own direction. He's not looking around for any bullshit. He knows what he's doing. Like, speak to him and be like, bro, congratulations. Visualize that, because that's part of this process, is to visualize the reality of your future self and speak to him.
Congratulations. Look at the effort you put in.
And look at you now.
And look at the results. Yeah.
But you're speaking from, you don't know the results. You're speaking from right now.
And looking at you now. Yeah. And it's because you put in the effort, you put in the time, and now look at where you're at. Now imagine if you took that same mindset and applied it to anything else. Look at how far you can go. I applaud you.
Fan in the background that's dying. This man right here, that is the opposite of dying.
Oh yeah, I should touch on that too. So yeah, this is old Bessie here. This has been my home for the last couple years, and
it's been enabling.
Yeah, and it really, you know, just imagine all the expenses that go with the car, right? You know, your oil, your gas, and everything. God, it's so much to keep track of, and the insurance, registration. But like, all it takes, even if you take care of your vehicle, there's just gonna be a day where you're just gonna have to drop like $1,000, get it fixed. And that's kind of where it's at here. It's got an oil leak, and like it's got a lot of miles on it. I mean, it's still a
What are you
Honda.
gonna do about it?
I'm gonna sell it for what I can get, and then use that to finance my transition into backpacking.
Why are you gonna backpack?
Because I just like the freedom to be able to move wherever I want, and if I have roots somewhere, if I have an apartment, if I have a house, if I'm tied down to a city, then it's gonna affect my decision making, because I have to do that with all that in mind, like whatever I built up in this area. And even with this, that's kind of what I've been doing, even though I haven't been parking in the same exact spot or anything. It's pretty much my home, and then it also just attracts attention, and people just make judgments about you, based on that. Like, yeah, it's I got tape holding out the bumper, there's stuff missing off the back. Like, you can tell, like, some van life dude is living this life, right? So I interactions can be hard for me, especially if I'm not masking, but just being neurodivergent, like, I just don't want misunderstandings. There's been too many misunderstandings, and it's just caused a lot of upsetment. And with backpacking, I'm living off the land as man was really meant to live, if you ask me. But yeah, it's all straight from the heart. I'm just laying it all out there for you. It's hard, but it's part of the process.
What do you say to get him to watch the next video?
So this is only the beginning. This body is gonna, in order to get where I want to be, I got to put in the work. So I'm gonna show that work as we go along. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, dude. Nice job.
Yeah. Hey, thanks.